Hello there, guys. Welcome back to the Stamford Boys, and we are back to the Champions League. Qarabağ versus Chelsea. Now, let me tell you about this Champions League because Chelsea is currently sat in position 11 of the Champions League. Remember, we need to make position 8 for us to avoid the knockout before the round of 16. How do we do that? I'm here to break that down. So, Newcastle is in position 8 in that Champions League table with 6 points and a goal difference of 6. Chelsea, on the other hand, is in position 11, that is tied with Sporting, both with 6 points and 3 goal difference. Now, so going to Qarabağ, there are 3 important things that we need to do. We need to get the 3 points, and number 2, we need to increase our goal difference. Okay? Now, I thought Qarabağ is a small team, but what I saw really surprised me. Okay? So, the last 4 Champions League game by Qarabağ has won 3 of them. And out of those 3 Champions League games, I'll tell you who they have beaten here. I think they played Benfica. I think they beat Benfica. Let's see the last few games by Qarabağ. So, yeah, here it is. So they were beaten by Athletic Club 3-1. Then they beat who? Where is the other champion? They beat Benfica, as I said. They also beat what is the name of this team? Ferencvaros or something like that. Again, Qarabağ is on the league table. They are position 1 in their league, in their home league. Yeah. So that means this is not going to be an easy game, and Chelsea will have to come out strong. Now, I thought we would be able to rotate some players in this particular match, but it turns out it's going to be a tough game. So I don't think Enzo Maresca is going to do as much rotation as we expect. Obviously, we are looking forward to the Premier League game at the weekend against Wolverhampton, who we had earlier played in the Carabao Cup. So the question is Enzo Maresca going to play with our team B, or is going to go with team A, or is going to have more like a mix? I think he's going to have a mix for this particular game, because I don't think he looks at this team as a small team. So I expect Enzo Maresca to go all in. Of course, resting some players like Reece James. Pedro Neto is obviously absent. I think Wesley Fofana cannot play, another game, especially having played in the weekend and is injury prone. So I expect Enzo Maresca to have a mix of first teamers and second teamers. And talking about the performance that we had against Tottenham, I highly believe right now that if Chelsea go with that kind of intensity, no matter who is playing, if we play with that kind of intensity against this team, we should be able to get away with all the 3 points and add to our goal difference. So, let us look at who is starting in this particular game, because, as mentioned, I think Enzo Maresca is going to need to mix the first teamers and the second teamers just to protect some injury-prone players and still to have a very strong team to win. Remember, this is a Champions League match. No matter how much we look down on this particular team, this is a Champions League match. So if Enzo Maresca really wants 3 points, he will need to at least have a mix of first teamers and second teamers. And this is how I think the team is going to be. I highly believe that if Enzo Maresca wants to make sure he gets the 3 points in this particular match, I think Robert Sanchez is going to start in goal. So Robert Sanchez, especially coming back from a performance like he had against Tottenham, of course, against those throbbing set pieces from Tottenham, and he was claiming all of them. Amazing distribution, zero errors, and one super save. So Robert Sanchez plays against Qarabağ tomorrow in goal. Now, left back, I think Marco Corella is strong enough to play 3 games in a week. So having played against Tottenham, I think Marco Corella is going to start this game. If at halftime we have the game in our bag 3-0, 4-1, perhaps you can start resting some of these players. Now, the centre back position is quite tricky because I don't think Wesley Fofana can play 2 games within 3 days. So I expect Josh Achiampong to start alongside Trevor Chalobah. This is because I believe right now, as things stand, Josh Achiampong is ahead of Tosin Adrabio in terms of the pecking order. So I think Josh Achiampong starts in centre back alongside the ever performing Trevor Chalobah. Now, right back, again, this is a Champions League match where we would like to have our captain playing. But I think Enzo Maresca will try and protect Reece James, especially looking forward to the Wolves game. Now, it depends whether he thinks he really needs James to play in that Wolverhampton game or not. But I think he really looks forward to playing Reece James against Wolverhampton. So I expect Malo Gustos to start at right back in this particular game. And instead of Reece James playing in the midfield against Qarabağ, I expect Romeo Lavia to come in. So Romeo Lavia, I know our midfield general, Moises Caicedo, has been overly overplayed, but I think he's strong enough to handle at least 3 games in a week. So I think Moses Caicedo would be good enough to start in this particular game. And again, as I said, if at halftime we have the game in our bag, then we can start substituting some of these players. So the midfield starts with Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo as the 2 pivot, and Enzo Fernandez plays as the number 10 position. Now, the wing, we have been told, of course, by Enzo Maresca that Pedro Neto is not going to feature in this particular game. I don't think he has traveled. I don't think he's going to even be on the bench. So that means our star boy, Estevao Willian, has another chance to shine. And up top, Joao Pedro, coming from a goal against Tottenham, he starts against Qarabağ, and I hope he gets a goal or a few goals to boost, of course, his confidence. When you're playing in those attacking position, number 9, number 10, you need goals to boost your confidence. On the left-hand side, I think Garnacho is going to sit out this one. I think Gittens gets an opportunity. Then maybe Garnacho can play in the weekend against Wolverhampton. So that is what I think is going to be the setup for this particular game. And I think Enzo Maresca is going to go with a strong lineup. I think most of the Chelsea fans really expect a highly rotated team, but I don't think that is going to happen because I think Qarabağ is quite a serious opposition. But as I said, if we are at halftime and Chelsea has the game in the bag, we are beating them 3-0, we have 4-1 or something like that, we can start substituting some of these first team players to keep them fresh for the game at the weekend. So that's what I expect. My prediction for the man of the match, again, I want. Last time when Estevao started, I thought he would be given the man of the match, but it turned out that Jamie Gittens had a super game, so he got the man of the match. But in this particular game, again, I'm really leaning to Estevao Willian getting the man of the match against Qarabağ, and Chelsea to win this particular game 3-1. I expect Chelsea to win 3-1. Those are my predictions. Give me your thoughts on this game in the comments below. Thank you for keeping it Stamford. See you in the next one.